KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on Primetime, Public Health works on obtaining at-home test kits after the president addresses nation on battling the Omicron variant. Plus, the governor vetoes a bill that would have legalized gun silencers. And a man is arrested for an auto crash in August that left one woman dead.
Hafa and good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Matinani. Thanks so much for joining us. The government says U.S. population growth is the lowest it's been since the founding of our nation. And they say COVID is one of the leading factors for the decline. This comes as the Omicron variant is now sweeping across the country, forcing the Biden administration to respond. Natalie Brandt has more details from the White House.
President Biden is encouraging Americans to take necessary precautions as the Omicron variant threatens holiday plans.
We all want this to be over, but we're still in it. And this is a critical moment. We also have more tools than we ever had before.
The president announced he's ordered the military to have medical personnel ready to help hospitals overrun with new cases.
That's 1,000 military doctors, nurses, and medics. We've already started moving medical teams. They've already landed in Wisconsin and Indiana this week.
The government is also expanding its vaccination program to include additional pop-up locations, and it's expanding its testing program by adding federal testing sites and purchasing 500 million at-home rapid tests to send to Americans for free starting in January.
We'll be getting these tests to Americans for free. And we'll have websites where you can get them delivered to your home.
The administration's health experts say testing and wearing masks around strangers are ways to protect yourself, with travel and family gatherings ramping up this week. The experts say loved ones can get together safely if everyone is vaccinated and boosted.
You're going to be reading about breakthrough infections because this virus is extremely good at transmitting from person to person. But vaccination and boosting clearly is the answer to protecting yourself.
Data from the CDC shows that unvaccinated individuals are 8 times more likely to be hospitalized and 14 times more likely to die from COVID-19. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, the White House.
At today's public health press briefing, Interim Chief Medical Officer Dr. Bob Leon Guerrero spoke on President Biden's plan to distribute 500 million at-home test kits next month, and if Guam will be getting any.
Morning meetings, and public health will be looking into it and making sure that because right now it's not available. Like if you mentioned, it's going to be within the next month. But once it does become available, that they will put it on a website or give out PSAs on how to obtain these kits.
With this announcement from the president, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero stated, quote, "We look forward to receiving these at-home test kits in the new year and here at home. We continue to stay the course with aggressive vaccination efforts and a continued mask mandate." Dr. Leon Guerrero continues to make a plea to those who haven't been vaccinated to do so, and for those eligible for the booster to take it after their 6-month waiting period. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero says she has appointed a cabinet member to a classified position, which begs the question, what about the merit system? Here's more with Chris Barnett.
It's the latest above-step recruitment making waves. Public Health in a release saying they intend to hire Department of Youth Affairs Deputy Director and Lou and Josh cabinet member Crescinda Uggan at an above-step salary. Public Health spokesperson Janella Carrera telling KUAM News there were other applicants for the Human Services Administrator position Uggan applied for, and both Carrera and Adelup Communications Director Crystal Paco San Augustine also told KUAM Uggan's hiring was not final. But that is not what we heard today. What we did hear, coming straight from the governor, Uggan has been appointed to a classified position. This action by the governor appearing to fly in the face of the merit system, which aims to keep government hiring from being a political spoils system. The merit system, legally defined as the practice of hiring and promoting employees based on their competence rather than political favoritism. Classified employees are subject to the merit system and have more job security than unclassified political hires, who often lose their jobs when their governor loses an election. As reported, Uggan is the sister of the governor's chief of staff, John Jr. Calvo. Her father, Juan Calvo, is the chairman of the Civil Service Commission, and her husband, Tony Uggan, has been detailed to Public Health as the acting Human Resources Administrator. Even though Public Health should be the official hiring authority for its classified applicants, the governor tells KUAM she made the call to hire Uggan.
Now, I know there's a big criticism about Crescenda out there, and I have to defend my decision to appoint Crescenda in that job. Crescenda is going to be the administrator of the Division of Child Wellness Program in Public Health. If you read her resume, she is very competent. She's a bachelor's of arts in child care. She's worked in children environment.
It's unclear how the governor's authority allows her to appoint a cabinet member into a classified position, totally disregarding the application process that was announced for the position Uggan will apparently be filling.
There's no, bad things or abnormal, irregular, illegal things that are happening. No way. I want the people to know that. Our administration is on board. We are on top. We are transparent. And this is what we want to do, to give the people the service that they deserve.
The governor also defended above-step recruitments, saying they've been around since day one of government. Above-step recruitment, when a person is hired at a salary amount higher than they would normally make entering a position because of recruitment difficulty, outstanding qualifications, or exceptional education or experience. Senators have questioned the above-step hiring process, saying it doesn't allow for fair competition for jobs, and in some cases, it appears to favor those with connections to the administration. But the governor countered those arguments, saying above-step recruitment is crucial to give value to jobs.
Above-step recruitment is done not just frivolously. It's done to provide competent workers to service the public, right? And above-step recruitment is not a new thing. Above-step recruitment has been happening from day one of government. This is government's way of giving you the value of what your job is about. It works everywhere. Private organizations do it all the time.
Uggan will be paid $71,000 in salary alone in her new position. Adelup did not respond to questions we sent relative to any conflicts of interest in the recruitment of Uggan. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
In regional news, the vote to impeach CNMI Governor Ralph Torres could happen in a matter of weeks. Regional correspondent Tomas Menglonia sits down with some lawmakers who are leading the charge.
At the end of the day, when it comes to policy decisions, right, it's a numbers game, and he sees the numbers, and we could have railroaded it, but I didn't want to go that way.
House Speaker Edmund Villagomez formed a 9-member bipartisan special investigating committee on impeachment to deliberate on the resolution backed by at least 13 lawmakers, one shy of the 14 votes the House would need to impeach Governor Ralph Torres.
There's people out there that want to see this expedited, and then there are some that agree with the process. So I feel that this is the fair way to go.
The committee has 30 days to take action, which could include a vote by all 20 lawmakers as soon as mid-January. It comes after months of hearings by the Judiciary and Governmental Operations Committee.
We wouldn't necessarily be doing everything over again because we have all the documents, all the exhibits. I believe this is a fair committee composition.
However, the governor might not agree. Torres called out Representative Tina Sablan, a Democrat running for governor, saying she shouldn't be a member. She is now and says it isn't out of bounds.
Let me start by being very clear. I do support impeachment. I signed that resolution, and I will be voting yes when it gets to the floor. And I came to this conclusion after nearly 2 years of reviewing thousands upon thousands of pages of the governor's own records of expenditures.
A historic test of checks and balances in a battle for power.
The governor does not control the legislature. He doesn't get to decide who should be involved and who should not be involved. It's not up to him to determine the terms of his own investigation and impeachment. This is a legislative process.
Tomas Manglotnya for KUAM News on Saipan.
The governor has vetoed a bill that would have legalized firearm suppressors on Guam. Senator Tony Atta's measure, which passed by a slim 7-6 vote, was meant to provide hearing protection for gun users during training or other activity. But in her veto message, Governor Leon Guerrero said that the benefits of removing suppressor restrictions do not outweigh the associated risks. She said the sound of gunfire is one of the most easily recognizable warnings that a weapon has been fired in a person's vicinity, and it enables that person to get to safety. The governor states that, on balance, we must continue to prioritize the community's safety from potentially life-threatening harm over the auditory safety of the few. She adds that gun users' hearing concerns can otherwise be mitigated by the proper use of earplugs or earmuffs. In what may be the final decision in the long-running legal battle over local gambling devices, the Guam Supreme Court has ruled that electronic casino gaming machines cannot be lawfully licensed here. Nestor Lecanto has more.
The Supreme Court ruling follows more than 13 years of protracted litigation between gaming machine owners and the Attorney General's office. AG Levin Camacho says the High Court's opinion affirms their argument that gambling devices cannot and should not be licensed here.
This is a significant case and just very important for our office to finish what we've started.
In 2008, the AG's office advised the Department of Revenue and Taxation against issuing licenses for some 1,200 casino-type gaming machines. The OAG had argued that they were in fact gambling devices and thus were in violation of the amusement device licensing laws.
The wrinkle was there were these rules and regulations that were adopted, were sent to the legislature without public hearing, without public notice, without an opportunity for the public to be heard on what exactly they're proposing. And under those rules and regs, these machines have been allowed to operate until we won before the trial court last year.
The rules and regs were meant to grandfather in the licenses of the existing machines and prohibit the import of any new ones. But Camacho says the High Court has affirmed very clearly that the proper administrative adjudication procedures were not followed in adopting the rules and regs, so they're void, as well as the licenses.
Under the standard process, there's about a few weeks for the parties to request a rehearing. And if they don't request it at that point, the Supreme Court will issue a mandate, and that will conclusively end the case. So there is still a potential for the court to reconsider its opinion that it issued yesterday. We anticipate anywhere from weeks to months that mandate will be issued, and then it'll affirm the trial court judgment. And at that point, we're going to have to move into the enforcement case.
He says Reventax has not renewed any of the device licenses, so they can no longer legally operate. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The former Doña mayor convicted in federal court for his role in a drug dealing scheme won't be getting an early release. Chief Justice Francis Tydenko Gatewood yesterday denied Jesse Blas's request for compassionate release. In July, Blas made the request while serving at a California correctional facility. He claimed he wasn't receiving adequate medical care and COVID-19 had put him at a greater risk. Blas is now serving time in Texas, where according to court documents, he's not at risk for the virus. The facility currently has no infections and Blas is vaccinated. The court did recognize, however, that Blas wasn't receiving proper medical care for his heart condition. In 2019, Blas was arrested for accepting bribes and extorting money from an informant in exchange for a mailbox to smuggle in meth. He was convicted in January and was sentenced to 37 months in prison with credit for time served, followed by 3 years of supervised release. After concluding their investigation, officers with Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol Division arrested 24-year-old Bradley Jared Borja relative to an auto crash near Smith Bridge in Jigo that occurred in August 19. The crash resulted in the death of a woman. As we reported, Borja's white Buick was heading south when it collided head-on with a woman driving a gray Nissan Kicks. Borja was arrested for vehicular homicide, reckless driving with injuries, DWI, vehicular negligence, no driver's license, among other charges. He was booked and confined. And before we head into the break, KUAM and Coast 360 throughout the month of December share Making Spirits Bright. We want to see videos and pictures of your Christmas trees, decorations, and holiday photos. Make sure to use the hashtag Making Spirits Bright Guam on Facebook or Instagram. Check out these images from Santa Rita Sumai Mayor Dale Alvarez and family.
Hoffaday, this is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our emergency rental assistance program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. 2 months into the new fiscal year, government revenue collections continue to track higher than expected. With more on the monthly snapshot known as the Consolidated Revenue and Expenditure Report, here's KUAM's Nestor Lecanto.
The CRER shows that for the first 2 months of fiscal year 2022, general fund revenues are tracking about $19.5 million higher than projected. In October, the first month of the new fiscal year, revenues came in at $11.5 million more than projected. November showed a slightly lower increase in collections of $7 million. The report shows that once again, income tax collections, individual, corporate, and withholding accounted for all the increases. All other categories, such as business privilege taxes, federal Section 30 collections, and fees charged by the various departments, all came in lower than projected. On an annualized basis, the year-to-date actual revenue projections are tracking 2.76% higher than the adopted revenue projections. But the Budget Bureau is always quick to remind that the CRER is a monthly snapshot and government revenue collections will fluctuate throughout the course of the fiscal year. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Putehila Save Retidian held a peaceful protest on Tuesday on the front lawn of Adaloop. KUAM was down there for the event.
They've been asking for years. Now they're not asking. They're telling the officials that they want the Red Hill facility to be shut down.
The local activist group, Putehi Liteksan Save Retidian, held a peaceful protest at Adelup on Tuesday in response to the ongoing Red Hill water crisis in Hawaii. The U.S. Navy's bulk underground fuel reserve ruptured in early December, contaminating Oahu's primary drinking water supply, poisoning thousands of people. The aquifer supplies water to 400,000 residents and visitors. PLSR's Maria Hernandez.
We decided to come out to show solidarity with all those who have been affected. There are so many people who are reporting health impacts.
Several community members came together for chanting and song, followed by an art demonstration. Hernandez said they stand in solidarity with Hawaii, urging the Biden administration to put an end to Red Hill.
They've been kind of sounding the alarm for years before this fuel leak happened. Officials were telling them that, there's nothing to be concerned about.
But fast forward now, and the storage facility, which holds up to 250 million gallons of fuel, has now had 2 major fuel leaks this year alone. However, military officials told lawmakers that the recent contamination was due to a jet fuel spill near the facility. More than 4,000 people have been affected, while thousands have been displaced. 12 elementary schools have reported students getting sick due to the contamination.
The reason why the fuel facility is still there is because they're being told that it's for national security purposes.
She says there's no security until we have clean water. Guam faces similar threats with the construction of the U.S. Marine Live Fire Training Range complex being built above the northern aquifer lens, which provides 80 to 90% of the island's drinking water.
6.7 million bullets are proposed to be shot above our main water source with the establishment of the Live Fire Training Range complex. In addition to that, the Navy's own environmental studies have stated that the overpumping of the aquifer will result in saltwater intrusion into our aquifer.
But despite 3 resolutions that call attention to the threats, the plans to build the range are still moving forward.
There are so many communities, indigenous communities, that are really fighting to protect their main water sources in Okinawa, Native American communities in the continental United States. There are fuel pipelines that are putting their water sources at risk. We still have the opportunity now to stop harmful development, stop the firing range complex, stop the military buildup before, we're in the position that Hawaii is in, and it's a real threat.
For Guam.
What started with $1 and a dream and 2 bush cutters with a lot of hard work on the weekends has transformed into the thriving business that has survived the challenges of a global pandemic. Here's this week's Inside Business. They leave things better than they found it. For this Inside Business, we bring you the story of Guam Service Pros, a small business that started with just a bush cutter and a dream.
We stopped with the yard maintenance. We do landscape installations.
GSP offers a wide range of services. One of the things they offered pre-pandemic was yard maintenance. But as CEO Mike Titano explains, the numbers didn't lie, and the company chose to laser focus more on a service that several businesses needed even more during the age of COVID.
As you can see, there's definitely a niche and a need for cleaning and sanitizing and decontamination, and that's exactly what we pivoted our business focus towards. The reason behind the whole pivot was to get our island back to normal, which we're now 2 years in, and we're getting there. Yeah, it's becoming better.
And they're putting minds at ease even more with their newest service known as Clean 360.
Disinfecting misting solutions, and that was under our Guam Service Pros umbrella. But we wanted to target and market it a little differently, so we came up with another business name, Clean 360. 360 degrees clean. So anything that general cleaning that you miss through general cleaning, wiping tables, you get in there and you get the microbial disinfectants throughout the whole facility.
It takes a whole team to do what they do, and throughout the varying climates of COVID, they were able to keep all employees on board and then some.
The business itself is employee-owned, so everyone has a say in how we move about our ways through and navigating through the current times that we're in. And it's always been family-oriented. It's definitely catered to our employees for their growth, and then of course their growth determines our growth as a business. We're blessed, absolutely. I've heard other businesses on the other side of this, which, is unfortunate. But with any business owner, you have to make pivots, and that's exactly what we did.
And while we still live in a time of uncertainty, GSP continues to come out on top because Titano realized one thing is for sure. With Inside Business, I'm Tyler Matinani.
Stay with us. Up next, we have sports with Dave Delgado, and still to come, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shout-outs. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Nicholas. If you are a small business, you may be interested in a federal program called the State Small Business Credit Initiative. This program can provide federal funds to match equity investments into your company or help you get lower interest rates at local banks. To find out more on how this program can help your small business, please contact your Guam Congressional Office at 475-6453 or at michael.snicholas@mail.house.gov.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the Office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
We've made a lot of breakfasts, and along the way, we noticed something was missing. A warm cinnamon roll for breakfast, or with breakfast. A fluffy blueberry muffin from the drive-thru you're already driving through. A glazed apple fritter, which might find its way into your coffee. These are options every breakfast haver should have, and now they do. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
McDonald's High School Basketball Classic at the Jungle. ND and Ukudu lacing up. Jason Santos showing his range with the corner three for the Royals. ND trying to attack the paint. Ball gets stripped by Pizzo or Richiro. Kick out pass to Jose Suarez, who pulls up for the deep ball. Orichiro was cooking it up, dishing dimes. Drew Quito was eating. Pull-up jumper is money. Bulldogs with the lead in the second half. Santiago dribbles left and decides to pull up for the long two. Hits the shot from up top. Ukudu pulls off the win behind Jose Suarez, who led the way with 11 points. Warriors and Islanders hitting the court for their anticipated matchup. St. Paul's Rue Ventura cleaning up around the rim with the putback. Kirsten Guzman to the cutting Carl Vinca for the easy two. St. Paul led 36-27 after 3 quarters of play. Jacob Miranda hits the corner three. Mark Morales answers with the three for JFK. Islanders trailed 38-32 with 4:23 left on the clock. Josiah Quintanilla draining the long two here. Big man Christian Guzman showing his passing skills. Nice assist to Vinca for the basket and the foul. JFK tied the game at 38 with under 2 minutes left in regulation. The game went into overtime With the game tied at 40, Guzman and Vinca took over in OT. Kirsten Guzman finished with 17 points as the Islanders held on for the win, 57-47. Carl Vinca chipped in with a team-high 23 points. Programming news now. You know we got you covered for all your NFL action. Monday, December 27th on the stations of KUAM. 4 in the morning, NFL on CBS, KUAM TV 11, Buffalo Bills at New England Patriots. Keep it locked to KUAM TV 11, 7:25 in the morning. More NFL on CBS, Pittsburgh Steelers at Kansas City Chiefs.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
You are everything that matters to me, and I promise to do whatever it takes to keep you healthy, to be comfortable, and to be free. I love you. As long as we're together, I'll always make sure that home will always be our best place to breathe.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #InstaGuam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy December 22nd birthday and this middle of the week to Jeanette Chargaloff Duenas. We're wishing you a happy birthday and may God bless you with many more years to come, filled with joy, faith, good health, and love always. Your family and friends, and there are many of them, Jeanette, and each and every one of them says, we love you. Jeanette, we here at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery hope you have the best birthday ever.
That's going to do it for us here on Primetime. Thanks so much for watching. Good night and be safe, Guam.
In Full Zoom is presented by Calvo Enterprises, Inc. and IT&E.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to another edition of In Full Zoom. I'm Nestor Lecanto, and this week we're going to talk about the